everyone, thanks for joining me. It's great you're back and you're here, and I'm excited to be back and to be hopefully inspiring you throughout this particular day. And I hope your day's going well. It's nice to know that if it isn't, you are listening to me, and that you're going to get some value out of our little session today. I really hope you do. I've got a new passage to share with you that I'm going to talk about, like I often do, and encourage you to think outside the box, think of solutions, think of answers, and find ways and means for those answers and solutions to be revealed to you, because you certainly deserve them. We're all going to need answers at some point in our lives. Although this passage isn't about answers, I just kind of wandered onto the subject. But you know what it's like when you're going about your day as you do, and then something happens, and it takes you in a completely different zone. Happens to all of us, and maybe happening to you today. But I'm just pleased that whatever your circumstance, whatever your situation, I'm really pleased that you tuned in, and you're going to be a part of my day by doing that. So it's great that we're here together, and I hope what I share with you will make your day a lot better, and help you evolve as a person, and grow as a person. And I think I've talked about this before in the past, the fact that there should never be a time in our lives when we feel that we've grown or evolved to a level where we don't need to learn anything else. That's impossible. Some people may say, yeah, I know it all now. But I'm just definitely not one of those people, in the sense that I love to learn new things, and I love to see things from a different point of view. And I like to consider that I'm evolving all the time by taking on board new insights, new perspectives. And, as I've said in one of my sayings, you can always value and appreciate the old, but you've also got to be wise enough to embrace the new. And that, I think, is quite a poignant passage that that came through to me once, about not being stuck in an old way of thinking, and being open, or making yourself available to kind of learning or appreciating, or one of my favorite words, embracing new thoughts, new ideas, new viewpoints in life, or new viewpoints about yourself, or about the way you perceive someone, or the way you perceive a relationship, or the way you perceive your role in the life of someone, or their role in your life, all areas like that. It's great to be able to kind of feel that you're growing and learning with each new day. And if I can be a part of that, then that's great. I'm really, really pleased to be a part of it, in my own way. I'm just an inspirational author, sharing channeled works that have come through to me that have inspired me in some way. Even though my hand wrote them, I do feel that they come from a soulful place elsewhere. And I feel that if I can share some of the things that I've learned through my understandings of these writings, then I feel like I've kind of fulfilled a great part of my destiny as well. So you're part of my destiny, being on this channel, watching me, listening to me, whether it's audio or video. You're part of my destiny as well, and I hope to be a part of yours by sharing and doing what I'm doing. So let's hope you're having a good day, and if it's not, I hope that it will be or feel like a good day after today's episode. So that's amazing. Now, The passage that I've chosen today to kind of talk about, to reflect on, to share some insight into, it's called I Already Am. And for this particular passage, it says, and I felt it was quite an interesting one because, anyway, let me read it first and then I'll delve into why I thought it was a very interesting passage. Because it says, I do not wish to be anything other than that which I already am. So I thought about that for a moment, and I want you to think about that for a moment. What is this passage saying? What is it revealing to us? And it's basically saying that over and above what you think or over and above what you feel about yourself right now, which may be positive, which may be negative, depending on your situation and circumstances, what this passage is really saying is that you are special. In other words, you need to embrace yourself, your uniqueness, because there's definitely, unless you've got clones somewhere, there's definitely no one else in the world like you, or no one else in the world who is you. You are you. And we've all had varying degrees of upbringing, experiences throughout our lives. No one's experience is the same, and no one's what you've learned, or your parents will be different to someone else's, unless you're siblings. But even as siblings, you're going to have different life experiences outside the family that are going to impact you in some way, shape or form, and those experiences are going to be unique to you. I could sit here and say I've been through things like what you may have experienced as well. For example, maybe the loss of a loved one. You've probably experienced that as part of your life's journey, and I can say I've experienced that as part of my life's journey. But what I experience and what you experience will be different. You're unique, you're special, and my experiences may be unique and special to me. So over and above everything, just push that out the way, over and above everything that we're going through, or sorry, I'm trying to improve the glare on my screen for you. But yeah, over and above what we've experienced, it's all going to be different. So that unique aspect of yourself, that which you perceive, maybe you might be thinking, I'm just like everyone else, I'm not unique. This person's more unique because they can do this or they can do that. You can't view it in that way. You can view it in that way if you choose to, but what this passage is saying is you need to view yourself as being unique. You need to value and appreciate yourself. And that's not easy to do when you've been knocked down, or you feel as if, life is passing you by. You feel as if you haven't achieved your goals or objectives, or you feel as if, I just feel rotten. You might feel like that. You might just say, I feel rotten in the things that I've said and done, and so there's nothing special about me, or I haven't fulfilled my dreams, so I'm a failure, and there's nothing special about me in any way, etc., etc. This is what might be coming through to you in terms of what your mind might be thinking, what you might be feeling as part of this day, or if not today, maybe tomorrow you might feel that, or the next day, or the next day. it doesn't matter. It may be that in watching this video today or listening to the audio, you may feel it's hit you at the right time, what I'm about to share or what I'm about to say. You may feel that, wow, the timing is right, I'm actually going through this now. Or this may come up later, or it may have passed. But your uniqueness is something, if you have been bringing yourself down, like we all do, you know, I do the same. If you have been bringing yourself down from time to time, then this is to remind you of how special you are and that uniqueness that, you know, is you. And you've got to accept that as a fact, because you know you're the only one on this planet who is you. You know, unless you believe in multiple universes, that, you know, there are multiple universes with all of us on those universes doing various things, you know. I kind of love some of that sort of sci-fi stuff, but let's take it now that you don't believe that, and, you know, we have no proof, do we? So for now, we are unique as we are on this planet Earth, undertaking our life journey as we are, and, you know, in the unique form that we are, whether physical or universal, which I often talk about. So regardless of what form, that uniqueness is you. And kind of today, you know, I do not wish to be anything other than that which I already am, is a powerful form of affirming. You could see, wow, that's an affirmation. You could affirm that today. I do not seek to be anything other than that which I already am. Owning who you are, owning your uniqueness, owning that you feel special. If you don't feel special, start to believe you are special in any way, shape or form. Look at things going on in your life that are positive. You know, you might be good at something specific to you that other people aren't good at. You might be able to do something specific to you that other people can't do. Value that, appreciate it, acknowledge it, make it kind of be a part of your uniqueness, that, you know, even if other people haven't noticed, or other people don't care about, or other people haven't really bigged you up on, you know, big up yourself. Sort of feel within your heart, wow, I am unique, I am special. And although it may not appear to be that way to other people, I feel it within me. That's what you need to say. I feel that uniqueness, I feel that specialness, and I don't need to be anything other than that which I am. In other words, you don't need to change your uniqueness. You know, you don't need to change that. You need to value it. You need to appreciate it. You need to see it as something that makes you who you are. And that special essence of you is kind of what you've been gifted to continue to journey along this path, or along, you know, the path that you're taking or undergoing. I like to talk about paths, don't I? I told you the other day that my book series was the pathways, and then it came up, didn't it, in one of my previous videos. If you haven't actually watched any of the previous videos and you're new, please do, because I'm kind of bringing these videos out, you know, in a progressive way. So if you kind of didn't watch some of the earlier ones, it may be like, wow, I'm jumping into the middle of things here. But yeah, if you do get a chance to, you know, watch or listen to those other ones, then you get a lot about what I'm talking about now. It will begin to resonate with you in more depth, in the sense that, yeah, she's mentioned this, or you know, you're beginning to relate to certain things that I've said previously, but I'll repeat them just in case you're a newbie and you're joining me for the first time. Don't want you to feel like, wow, I'm lost here. No way. Yeah, like we spoke a little bit in the past about, you know, valuing and appreciating yourself, and you know what today's passage is encouraging you to kind of own it and to kind of feel that power within you, that you can use this uniqueness or this speciality to carry you forward. You know, I think it was, we were talking about choosing your own path. That's it. A couple of videos ago, a couple of audios ago, we talk about choosing your own path and how important being on your own path as a person is. And I think we talked a little bit about, you know, make sure you're not on someone else's path, or someone else is not encouraging to be on your path, and you know, the roles you may play in your life or others' lives. No matter what, make sure you're on your own path. And this is basically saying you are unique, so by all means your path is going to be unique. Your pathway to where you feel you're destined to go is going to be unique and special. And, you know, you wouldn't want it any other way. You may say, oh, you know, I've heard people say, oh, I hate my life. I hate what I've done. I hate, you know, we can all perceive aspects of our lives which we look on and we say, oh my God, what was I doing? What was I thinking? Why has it come down to this? I'm always making mistakes. I'm always doing the wrong thing. Things aren't working for me. And, you know, we can always kind of continue down that path of, I don't know, what would you say? It would be negativity, really. But yeah, we can all continue and live in that pathway and say, oh, you know, everything's going wrong. I don't like, you know, the way this happened and that happened. I don't like the way I was brought up. I don't like the way, you know, my family treated me or my friends, you know, as they say, it's like in everyone's story, for all these, you know, things that have gone wrong, and none of us are going to escape the things that are going to go wrong in our lives. They're just going to happen as a part of life, because if things never went wrong, or if things were never, you know, how can I say, putting up challenges in our way, then we would not be evolving or growing as individuals. The adversity, yeah, the negative things, we have to overcome them. We have to learn how to overcome them. And pushing through those barriers, or pushing through those adverse moments, or those moments where we could have crumbled, we could have fallen, we could have given up, pushing through those kind of aspects, the negative aspects of our lives, of our, you know, of what's going on in our life, pushing through those things helps us become more than we ever thought we could be. That's one of my channel's passages as well. You know, we become more than we ever thought we could be. And so you may be thinking, this is all I can be right now. This is all I can do. I'm nothing special. I'm nothing, you know, unique. She's saying, see yourself as being unique. But, you know, the only reason you know that you are unique by fact is you are the only one around on this planet undertaking this journey. So in that sense, you have to believe me when I try to encourage you to value your uniqueness and value who you are, the special person that you are, and the special person you're destined to become. Because we're all on the journey, so you're yet to fulfill that aspect of your journey. You know, who are you going to become? Who are you going to, you know, evolve and become by valuing and appreciating yourself, by seeing yourself as unique. Not in a way, the thing about this, you know, seeing yourself as unique is not that you big yourself up so you're full of bloated pride and arrogance, you know, not at all. Seeing yourself as unique is just accepting that, wow, if I can value and appreciate myself, number one, if you can do that for yourself, then others will start to value and appreciate you automatically, you know, like what you perceive within your heart and soul will be reflected externally. We've spoken a little bit about the external, haven't we, and you know how that can impact us, but in this respect, what you see and perceive from within, and that uniqueness, if you can acknowledge it, if you can appreciate it, if you can accept it, then it's going to be reflected externally to others. And you know, they're going to value, if you value and appreciate yourself, then you're going to be valued by others. It's just the way it is. You naturally reflect on an energy level those feelings to others by the way you feel inside. So if you're bringing yourself down, if you kind of beating yourself up, if you're not bigging yourself up, you're actually pulling yourself down, all those things are going to contribute. They're going to incrementally, if there's such a word as incrementally, by increment, they're going to add up and push you in a negative direction. You know, this is why I think in this passage it's saying, you know, value who you are and don't try and be anything other than who you are, because you've unknowingly, maybe, obviously if you've read or understand my work, you know that your being here was by divine design. You're not here without a purpose. You're not here without something to fulfill, something to do as part of your journey. And the more you take on board how unique and special you are, then the more you are contributing to supporting whatever it is you're destined to be. And your support in that area means it's going to manifest, you know, because remember, I've spoken a lot about the soul kind of supporting you. So if you appreciate yourself, you begin to love yourself, honor and appreciate and value who you are. It doesn't matter, you know, like the negative things you may feel, the negative things going on in your life. Just say from this moment that you appreciate and value who you are. And even if you don't deep down today, keep repeating it and saying it to yourself so that you can start to believe it. Simple as, you know, it may sound for you to say, I really value, especially if you've kind of grown up very negatively in viewing yourself, or you've grown up negatively in the sense that others have viewed you very negatively and you haven't been able to change that. You know, it's like sometimes other members of your family might be constantly bringing you down, or friends might be bringing you down. If they brought you down, they're not very good friends, but you know, you know, or a partner, someone you love might be bringing you down, and they might be making you feel you're not worthy, you're not really special, you know, you're a pain, you do this wrong, you do that wrong. All those things could be weighing down on you today, or if not today, maybe further down the road, or maybe you've overcome it. But those things and what people say and do can start to weigh down on you. They can start to, you know, make you believe that you're not special, and that all you can say to yourself is, God, I wish I wasn't me, I wish I was someone else. You know, we've all kind of thought that from one time. But today I want to remind you, don't think like that. You know, don't allow that thought process to kind of overcome you, or, you know, kind of overpower this understanding, which I'm trying to share with you today, that, you know, you are special. And the more you keep saying it to yourself, even if you have to look in the mirror and say it, even if you have to convince yourself of it, it doesn't matter. But just keep on that path of drumming it into your head and into your mind that you are special. Because that's the only way. Sorry, that door thing is, yeah. Because that's the only way that you can start getting your thought process to think in a different way and start thinking, you know, maybe there is something special about me. And even if you can't convince yourself initially, keep going, because you will eventually begin to convince yourself of that. And that is going to be key. If you really do want to push on in life, if you really do want to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, and you really do want to kind of grow as a person. Some of you may be thinking, well, what has kind of accepting who I am got to do with, you know, the business I'm trying to do or I'm trying to achieve, or the success I'm trying to, you know, do or achieve? You know, maybe you may not make that correlation with what I'm saying with some of the external things you're trying to do in your life, like have a successful business, or, you know, be really good at your job, or, you know, be a really good mum or a really good dad or a really good sibling or a really good friend, or a really good partner. You may be thinking, you know, how is that going to impact those kind of aspects to my life? Well, they will, because the more you love yourself, appreciate yourself, the more the external things are going to change, and begin to kind of focus your energy in a new direction. So, you know, as we often say, the universe can conspire to kind of move things in a positive way to support you, to kind of say, wow, on an energy level, this person is in tune with who they are and what they want to achieve and what they want to do. So I'm going to make the positive things flow their way, come their way. I'm going to make the positive things work for them. And all of a sudden, you're going to see changes happening in all areas of your life, because, you know, of the way you're perceiving yourself, of the way you're perceiving who you are, instead of perceiving yourself as, you know, someone who hasn't got anything to offer, someone who has nothing to share with others, or someone who has no talent or ability. You may see yourself as being, you know, useless in certain things, but I can guarantee you, even if you think, well, I'm useless at this and that, there's definitely going to be one thing that you can do that no one else can do. And even if they can do it, they can't do it in the unique way that you can. So, you know, you're going to have to draw on that and kind of decide, am I going to turn this in my favour, or I'm going to see it as a negative and make it work against me? I mean, I'll tell you something, even with me, is once I started these channeled writings, I thought to myself, is this something I'm going to kind of reveal to the world? You know, I didn't mind sharing some of these things with those around me, but, you know, am I really going to kind of put all this in my work and let people know the way that I'm writing? You know, that was a daunting question, because I thought, gosh, you know, some people may say, ooh, that's kind of spooky, that's kind of eerie, what you're saying, blah blah blah. But I just thought, you know what, that's me. I've been doing it as a child. It began as a child. Fair enough, not in the same way, but I've been, you know, this whole evolution and how I came to be writing in this way. Fair enough, in 2007 I asked a special question, yeah, and the answer was revealed to me through my writing in this way. But prior to that, as a kid, I've been always doing this. I just hid it. I just hid it away from people. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is I crossed the path where I thought to myself, should I make or include this? Make this part of my story, or even include it as part of my story? You know, some people might frown on me. Some people might say, whoa, you know, they might look down on me. And then I thought, you know what? That is my uniqueness. I've got to own it. I've got to be willing to own it and share it, because there may be people doing something similar, but not in exactly the same way as I am. So I've got to own it. And I started putting that truth in my the beginning part of my books, and I began to own that capability as part of who I am and as part of my writings and what I'm sharing. I had to own it. You know, there were doubts in my mind when I thought, maybe I shouldn't say that I do write in this way. Some people might not like it. They might frown on me. Some people who have specific, you know, viewpoints and belief systems may say, ooh. But I then thought, you know what? Everything I'm doing is inspirational. It's to inspire people. There's nothing negative about my writings. There's nothing negative about helping others, trying to share this information to support and help others. So I'm just going to have to own it. I'm just going to have to appreciate me as I am. And, you know, I had to do it. And so I'm basically saying, if I had to do that, you have the potential in your life to do the same. Whether that takes you on a new path, or whether that solidifies the path you're on, or whether the path that you admit to it or it takes you on is exciting or different, it doesn't matter. What matters is owning your uniqueness, and that's something I had to do. And you know, so much of what I did I hid. As a kid I hid so much, you know, but that was me. And we spoke about, I told you I was quite shy in things, and you might be at that place where you feel shy and not confident about certain things in your life. But those uniqueness, is that proper? No. That unique aspect of yourself is what you should nurture. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes you different. So nurture it, you know. No more thought processes today that take you out of the zone where you feel awful or negative about yourself, yeah? Kick into gear. Own it, own yourself, own your gifts, own your talents, appreciate them, value them. And before I go, I will just say, use them to the best of your ability to change or turn something around that needs to be changed or turned around, you know. And obviously, a lot of these passages that I'm sharing with you, you know, we are gonna cover loads of them, and this subject is probably going to come up again. But for now, do your best to value, appreciate yourself, reflect on who you are, good, the bad, kick out all the negative, kick out all the bad things, kick out all what the mind is telling you. Trust your heartfelt, you know, intuitive side, yourself, trust that, trust in your soul. Trust in that soulful guidance and that soulful belief. And remember, you're getting supported all the time on a soulful level. So once you start to align yourself away from any negativity your mind is giving you, and you align yourself to the soulful side of things, you're going to get support. You're going to get it. You might not be aware of it. You might not think it's coming, but you're opening up, you see, and so it's going to come. And that's kind of the direction you need to go in, and the direction you need to take things. But yeah, you know, as I said, I don't always like to bring down the mind, because remember, you can use it to use affirmations, to use, you know, a lot of the stuff I write is to inspire you. So, you know, if you feel low, you know, check out my website, my Twitter feed, my Instagram, you name it. There's lots there to inspire you throughout your day, you know, because I've got it all scheduled, and, you know, going out there to keep inspiring. And obviously, you know, what can I say? It's always a joy to be chatting with you. And as always, I've just taken it too far, haven't I? I'm so sorry. Try to listen in chunks then, and I hope you won't think, oh, these are too long, I can't, you know, just break them up and come back and, you know, listen to the rest or the end of what I have to say. But yeah, love you being here. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm definitely going to be doing more. And in the meantime, don't forget, big yourself up. You're unique. Use that uniqueness to push you forward and turn around whatever adversity or challenges that are facing you, and you will be fine. And if you love what I do and you support me, definitely check out my Patreon page. I would love to have your support if you can give it. If not, we're still here, we're still talking, and we're still growing and learning. And I love you regardless. So have a super day. Make today special, because you're special. And I'll be back soon. So I'll love and leave you. Love and light. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.